competitive for tomorrow evening. But this should be a great race. You've got some very talented competitors out there. The 6 of Phil Rose, the 24 Murray Iwano, the 18 of Gary Sutton, all would love to win this race. Very talented campaigners. But Brad Mitchell off the front row in the 43 and that Commodore. Speaking to Brad earlier on tonight, and he was certainly looking forward to this Australian title, Jason. And Brad Mitchell hasn't gone particularly well tonight, but is always a very competitive driver. In the 43 car, normally runs the 13, but got the 43 on the roof. Murray Iwano, the 24. Murray has pushed Stephen Laidlaw all the way earlier tonight when Laidlaw won of the heats. So we've got a few guys out there who are well and truly amongst the points. The best placed, as I mentioned, is Gary Sutton. If Sutto could win this one, he would be at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the night. But to do that, he's got to get past people like Murray Iwano and Phil Rose.
We've seen a great night of Speedway tonight, no doubt about that, with the production sets. It's a superb racing, a couple of the earlier races. But we've had to wait a while. This one's going to be an absolute ripper. Rose, Iwano, Leviston, Sutton, Robertson, Britton. So it should be a great race. Actually, I don't think Shane Britton is there.
No, Warren Bishop, who's here with us at the moment and helping Shane out, tells us broken axles put an end to Shane's night. We've gone green, and Phil Rose wins the drag away at the start. And Brad Mitchell just couldn't get on the pace, and Murray Iwano there up into second, and around the outside goes Ted Wright. Wayne Leveson into third though at this stage, and Gary Sutton well and truly at the back of the pack. But Phil Rose leads. It washes out a little bit. This is going to give the opportunity to Murray Iwano to come underneath, and he does so. And the two Sigmas just rub noses a little bit, but Rose comes back again on the outside of Iwano. This is a great battle for first and second, Iwano and Rose, in two very, very quick Sigmas, and very gifted drivers, both of them. Iwano on the inside holds out over Rose at this stage. Rose says, I'm not going to give in. Wayne Leviston looks up the inside in third position. Then back to Greg Robinson, Brad Mitchell, Ted Wright, Gary Sutton. The 7 car is Graham McSweety. Then anchoring the back of the pack, 51 Sid Streetfield. Down the back straight, Murray Iwano in control at this point in the 24 car. Out of the metropolitan area, Murray Iwano down the main straight here at Collie Speedway. In this, the Australian Production Sedan Championships for 2003-2004. Iwano over Rose, Leviston, Greg Robinson, Brad Mitchell, Gary Sutton, then Graham McSweeney, Ted Wright and Sid Streetfield. At the 4 at the front, getting pretty close. Iwano not getting away from Rose. Rose not getting away from Leviston as we put another lap down here. And here comes Gary Sutton marching his way towards the front, but Sutto a bit of work to do. And Iwano with the points at this stage, with 36 points staring him in the face if he can hold on and win this one. I don't know where he is at this stage in the point score, but he'd like to grab the win. So would Phil Rose. Wayne Leviston been a model of consistency through the evening. Hasn't been able to go forward too fast though. And Greg Robinson working on Leviston at this point, which allows Sutton to close it a little further. Murray Iwano still with the lead as we go halfway through the event. Down the main straight. Iwano over Rose, and still nothing separates them. Then reasonable break back to Wayne Leviston, Greg Robinson, Gary Sutton and Brad Mitchell. They're your top 6 as we move through it to complete 7 laps here at Collie. Murray Iwano driving a nice tight line over Phil Rose, not providing any opportunities at this stage as Mitchell drifts high in the main straight, loses a bit of ground on the top 5. Leviston holds out Robinson, who in turn holds out Gary Sutton. Here's a move on by foot by Greg Robinson on Wayne Leviston into turn 3 and 4. Doesn't come off. Leviston closes the gate once again as Iwano with 4 to run. And a real challenge at this point is 3rd, 4th and 5th. Leviston over Robinson. Leviston just holding Robinson off at this stage, and Gary Sutton just sitting at the back of those two watching what's going to happen. Will Sutto go around the outside? No, it's a long way. Gary decides to back off. Leviston grabs a short break again over Robinson as Iwano 3 to run now. This is the last event of the evening for the 2003-2004 Australian Sedan Car Federation and Production Sedan title. Down the back straight, looks like Greg Robinson is going to put the move on Wayne Leviston. Be interesting to see them follow through. These guys driving nice, tight lines. Leviston holding it off. And Foot comes again, once again, down the main straight. Gets underneath with 2 to run, though. Leviston closes the door. Gary Sutton sitting in behind there. Oh, Leviston's gone a little wide, way wide. And there's 1 to run. And Robinson's through until 3rd. Sutton 4th. But Murray Ivanhoe just 1 to run in the West Ace 24 car, holding out Phil Rose at this point for the win. Then back to Greg Robinson. So it's between these two at the front. They've moved away well and truly as Sutton putting some hard yards in at the final bit here on Greg Robinson. Can he move up into 3rd? Not at this stage. Murray Ivanhoe, a good winner over Phil Rose. 3rd will be Greg Robinson. 4th, Gary Sutton. 5th, Wayne Leviston. 6th, Brad Mitchell. 7th will be Graham McSweeney, followed by Ted Wright. And last home in the race, Sid Streetfield. They're your unofficial placings at this stage. That's our last race for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And Jason Crow with the time on that race.
Yes, the last event, 4 minutes 16.465, which is just outside the record by 4 seconds, which is no mean effort. Track very dry towards the end after that very long delay. The winner, Murray Ivanhoe, is running forward. Phil Rose 2nd, Greg Robinson 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, that does indeed round out night number 1.